Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. We are talking solar energy in Poland today. For all you entrepreneurs out there, this is a market that is seriously taking off. We're seeing massive growth, a real shift towards renewables, and that means tons of opportunities for folks like you who are looking to make a difference. So today we're going to take a deep dive into the Polish solar market, what's happening, why it matters, and how you can get in on the action. And to help us break it all down, we've got a true expert in the field with us today.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
So let's jump right in. Poland's solar market, it's been making headlines, but for those who haven't been following closely, just how big is this boom we're talking about?
It's been incredible, actually. I mean, Poland has traditionally been reliant on coal for energy, but in just the last decade, they've gone from a few megawatts of solar capacity to over 17 gigawatts.
Whoa, that's a huge jump. What's driving this sudden surge in solar?
Well, a few things are coming together. Obviously, the recent energy crisis has been a major factor. And with the conflict in Ukraine, the need for energy security and independence has become even more urgent.
That makes sense. So Poland's looking for ways to diversify its energy sources.
Exactly. And solar energy fits the bill perfectly. It's abundant, it's clean, and it has the potential to make Poland a real powerhouse in renewable energy.
Plus, I imagine the government is pushing for this transition as well.
Definitely. The Polish government has been very proactive in promoting renewable energy. They've set some ambitious targets for solar adoption, and they're providing a lot of financial support to make solar projects more attractive to investors.
So it's a combination of factors, really. Geopolitics, government policy, and the growing demand for clean energy. It's a perfect recipe for a solar revolution. Now let's talk about the market itself, because it's not just one big solar panel, right?
No, not at all. The Polish solar market is actually quite diverse, with different segments offering their own unique opportunities and challenges.
So let's break it down. What are the main segments of the Polish solar market?
Well, I'd say there are three main segments: residential, commercial, and utility scale. And each of these is growing rapidly.
Okay, let's start with residential. What's happening there?
The residential sector is absolutely booming right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, homeowners are increasingly installing solar panels on their rooftops. And it's easy to see why. Electricity prices are rising, and the government is offering some pretty attractive subsidies.
Like the My Electricity program we've heard so much about?
Exactly. That program has been a game changer. It's made solar energy much more affordable and accessible to everyday people.
So it's like having your own mini power plant right on your roof.
Yeah, pretty much. You generate your own electricity, reduce your reliance on the grid, and you save money on your energy bills.
That's a pretty compelling pitch. I bet a lot of homeowners are jumping at the chance to go solar.
They are, and for good reason.
Now, what about businesses? Are they getting in on the action too?
Oh, absolutely. The commercial sector is another hotbed of activity in the Polish solar market.
Interesting.
Especially businesses with large energy needs like factories, warehouses, or even office buildings.
So they're looking to cut costs and boost their green image.
Exactly. And there are some great financial incentives for businesses that invest in renewable energy.
So we've got homeowners going solar, we've got businesses going solar. What's the third piece of the puzzle?
The third piece is utility-scale solar farms.
Ah, the big leagues.
Exactly. These are large-scale projects that are typically developed by big energy companies or investment funds.
And they feed electricity directly into the grid.
Exactly.
Okay, so those are the three main segments of the Polish solar market: residential, commercial, and utility scale. Now let's talk about the players. Who are the big names in the Polish solar scene?
Well, it's a mix of domestic and international companies. On the domestic front, you have companies like Polska Energia Słoneczna and Columbus Energy.
And those are some of the leading local players.
They are. They've been around for a while. They have a deep understanding of the Polish market, and they have a strong track record in developing and installing solar projects.
So they know the ins and outs of doing business in Poland.
Exactly.
What about international companies?
Well, Poland's EU membership, its stable economy, and its ambitious renewable energy targets, they've made it very attractive for foreign investors.
So we're seeing some big international players entering the Polish market.
Absolutely. Companies like Baywan from Germany and Iberdrola from Spain, they're making some significant investments in Poland's solar sector.
And I bet that's bringing in some new expertise and technology as well.
Definitely. The entry of these international players is really accelerating the growth of the industry.
And of course, no industry can thrive without the financial backing to fuel it. So what role are banks and investors playing in all of this?
They're crucial, of course. Banks are providing loans and financing for solar projects of all sizes, and investment funds are pouring capital into large-scale developments.
So it's a real collaborative effort. Local companies, international companies, government agencies, and financial institutions. They're all working together to make Poland a solar powerhouse.
That's right.
Now, let's get to what I know you're really interested in, the opportunities. What are some of the most promising areas for entrepreneurs to explore in Poland's solar market?
Well, I think the residential sector still holds a lot of potential. As we talked about, it's a really booming market, rising electricity costs, generous government incentives, people wanting energy independence. It's a huge market of potential customers just waiting to embrace solar.
It sounds like a gold rush.
Yeah.
But with all this talk about Poland's solar boom, isn't that market getting a bit crowded? How can an entrepreneur really stand out in such a competitive space?
Yeah, you're right. The competition is definitely heating up, but that just means you need to be a little bit more strategic. Think about specializing, offering something unique.
Like what?
Well, you could focus on high-end installations, maybe, or incorporating energy storage solutions into your offerings.
Like battery systems.
Yeah, exactly. Or you could even offer smart home integration with solar systems. That's becoming really popular.
So it's about finding your niche and offering something that sets you apart.
Absolutely. Another approach is to target specific niches within the residential market.
Like what kind of niches?
Well, think about homeowners with unique architectural needs, or those who are looking for off-grid solutions, maybe people in rural areas, for example.
Okay, so there's still plenty of room to carve out a space in the residential market. What about the SME sector? We touched on businesses going solar earlier, but where do the opportunities lie for entrepreneurs there?
SMEs are a gold mine for solar entrepreneurs, honestly. A lot of small and medium-sized businesses want to reduce their energy costs. They want to be more environmentally friendly, but they often just don't have the expertise or the resources to figure out how to go solar.
So there's a need for someone to guide them through the process.
Exactly. Entrepreneurs can step in and offer valuable services. Things like energy audits, system design, installation, financing, even ongoing maintenance.
It's like becoming a one-stop shop for all their solar needs.
Right. You become a trusted advisor, helping them make the right decisions about solar.
And as the market grows, I imagine there will be even more opportunities.
Oh, absolutely. Think about services like system optimization, repairs, upgrades, even solar panel recycling. It's a long-term play with multiple revenue streams.
So far, we've been talking mostly about smaller scale projects, but I know some entrepreneurs are dreaming bigger. They're thinking about those massive solar farms. What would you say to those who are looking to break into the utility scale sector?
Well, utility scale is a whole different ballgame. It's a much more complex undertaking. You need a deep understanding of the energy market, serious financial backing, and you have to be able to navigate some pretty complex regulatory hurdles.
So it's not for the faint of heart.
Definitely not. But if you're serious about it, my first piece of advice would be to partner with experienced local developers.
So you need someone who knows the ropes.
Absolutely. They have the local knowledge, the relationships with authorities, and they have a proven track record.
It's like having a seasoned guide to lead you through the wilderness.
Exactly. My second piece of advice would be to focus on underdeveloped regions.
Okay, why is that?
Well, land is typically more readily available in those areas, and it's often cheaper too. Plus, the government is actively encouraging renewable energy development in those regions. They want to boost local economies.
So it's a win-win situation.
Exactly. You can develop a profitable project while also contributing to regional development.
That makes sense. Anything else entrepreneurs should keep in mind when it comes to utility-scale projects?
Yeah, be prepared for the long game. These projects require significant upfront investment. They have longer development timelines, and they often face more scrutiny.
So you need patience and a long-term vision.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit and talk about the financial side of things. What makes Poland such an attractive investment destination for solar?
Well, the financial incentives are pretty enticing. You've got a combination of attractive feed-in tariffs, tax breaks, and government grants. They all make solar projects much more financially viable.
So the government is really putting their money where their mouth is.
They are. And with electricity prices rising, the return on investment for solar is looking better and better.
What about payback periods? How long does it typically take to recoup your investment in a solar project in Poland?
Well, payback periods are surprisingly short, often between 6 and 10 years, depending on the project and the financing.
That's not bad at all. Much faster than a lot of other investments.
Exactly.
But it's not just about the initial investment and the payback period. What about ongoing revenue?
Ah, yes. Well, Poland has this system of green energy certificates. They provide an additional revenue stream for solar energy producers.
So it's like getting paid twice for the same energy.
In a way, yes. And these certificates can be traded in the market, adding another layer of profitability.
Are there any other financial perks that make... So it's not just about making money. It's about making a positive impact, too.
Absolutely.
Okay, we've talked about the opportunities, the financial incentives, but we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the challenges. What are some of the hurdles that entrepreneurs need to be aware of when entering the Polish solar market?
Well, I think navigating the regulatory landscape is probably the biggest challenge.
In what way?
Well, the Polish government has been supportive of renewable energy, but the regulations are still evolving and policies can change. Permitting processes can be complex and time-consuming, and grid connection can sometimes be a bottleneck.
So flexibility and patience are key.
Definitely.
Any other challenges entrepreneurs should watch out for?
Well, competition, as we've discussed, is fierce. You have to differentiate yourself, offer high-quality products and services, build strong relationships, and stay ahead of the curve in terms of technology.
It's about being more than just another solar panel installer.
Exactly.
What other challenges might entrepreneurs encounter?
Land availability can be an issue, especially for large-scale projects.
Ah, right, because you need a lot of space for those solar farms.
Exactly. And competition for suitable land is increasing. Plus, there are often environmental concerns to consider.
So it's not as simple as finding an empty field and sticking solar panels on it.
No, it's not. You have to do your due diligence, choose your locations carefully, and engage with local communities.
Makes sense.
And lastly, while those government incentives are great, don't become overly reliant on them.
Okay, so don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Right. You need a solid business model that can weather any changes in government policy.
So it's about building a sustainable business for the long haul.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've covered the opportunities, the challenges, the financial side of things, but where can entrepreneurs go for guidance and support? Are there any organizations or resources that can help them navigate this complex market?
Absolutely. There are actually a whole ecosystem of support for entrepreneurs in the solar market in Poland.
That's good to hear, because it can feel overwhelming sometimes.
Oh, I can imagine. One of the first places you should check out is the National Fund for Environmental Protection and Water Management.
That's a mouthful.
It is, haha. It's usually just called NFO. Yeah,
FOSHIW.
Okay.
They're the main government agency for environmental programs and funding for renewable energy projects.
So if you're looking for grants or subsidies or other financial assistance, that's the place to start.
Yeah, exactly.
But I imagine their website and applications could be a bit of a maze, especially for newcomers.
You're not wrong. It can be a bit daunting. That's where regional and local authorities come in. A lot of them actually have dedicated energy advisors who can offer personalized guidance.
So like a personal guide through the bureaucracy.
Exactly. They can help you understand what programs are out there, how to apply, and even connect you with potential partners or investors.
Sounds helpful. But funding is just one part of the equation. What about the technical stuff? Are there any organizations that can help with things like system design, installation, and getting connected to the grid? For sure, Poland's got a whole network of industry associations and professional organizations. A great example is the Polish Society for Photovoltaics.
What kind of help do they offer?
They're a great place to connect with experts in the field, keep up with the latest technology, and they even offer training programs.
So it's about learning from those who've been there and done that.
Absolutely.
Any other organizations worth mentioning?
Definitely. The Institute of Renewable Energy is another great resource.
What do they do?
They do research, offer consulting, and also have training on all aspects of renewable energy.
Including solar, of course.
Oh, of course. They can help with feasibility studies, technical designs, regulatory stuff, even market analysis.
Wow, they really cover all bases.
Yeah, they're a fantastic resource.
So we've got government programs, industry associations, research institutions. What about just, good old-fashioned networking?
Oh, that's huge. Attending industry conferences, trade shows, workshops, those are all fantastic ways to meet potential partners, suppliers, and customers. Plus, it's how you stay on top of the latest trends.
It's all about staying ahead of the game. We've covered a lot. Government programs, industry groups, research, networking, anything else entrepreneurs should know about.
Well, if you're coming in from outside Poland, the Polish Investment and Trade Agency, or PAIH, is a great resource.
PAIH. Okay.
They help foreign businesses that want to invest in Poland.
What kind of help do they offer?
They can do market research, help you understand the legal stuff, and they can even help you find a good location for your project.
So they really hold your hand through the whole process.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's amazing how much support is out there for solar entrepreneurs in Poland.
It really is. It shows how committed they are to becoming a leader in renewable energy.
Well, we've covered a lot today. The market opportunities, the challenges, the resources available. What's the one key takeaway you'd leave our listeners with?
Poland's solar market is booming. There's no doubt about it. But it's a market that rewards those who are prepared, who are adaptable, and who are committed to quality.
So do your research, find the right partners, and don't be afraid to ask for help.
Exactly. With the right approach, anyone can tap into this incredible growth, make a good living, and help build a cleaner future for Poland.
Well said. That's all the time we have for today. Thanks to our expert for joining us and sharing their insights.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And thanks to all of you for listening to The Deep Dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those solar panels shining.